Hello everyone, and welcome to the AOR Japanese Grand Prix. Now, before we get into it, let's find out what happened last time out in Korea. So here we are then, race day at Suzuka for AOR. So yesterday, managed to put it up in P3 and couldn't get really close to the guys in front. Pretty solid laps, but just wasn't quite good enough. My PB would have just about beaten them, but not quite there. But we'll see if we have better luck in the race then. Granny just behind there, so we've got 2 lights already, 3 lights, 4 lights going to Rich then. Absolute full throttle start as always. Here we are then, we're away. And looks like Christian got a slightly poor start there, so we're going to be gaining on him. Coming over on Granny there, doesn't quite get alongside us. A little bit of curves, but don't want to use too much. Can have a little look at the inside of Granny, but back out of that. No, it's not going to work. But Christian's already gone off there. And being pushed wide once again by Marco. He's going to go off the track and get auto-throttled, and that's going to allow us to go around the outside and move done up into P2 then. That was a bit of an opportunistic move there. They more or less got let pass by Christian, didn't they? After he went off the track and let himself get auto-throttled where he couldn't go full throttle. So up to P2 now. Christian's gone from pole down to P3 off the start. Both me and Marco, in fact, have gone through. And 6/10 gap in front. And a 6/10 rather, I can't speak, gap to behind. So you need to push now to try and close that gap down to Marco. You get quite powerful slipstream on the circuit in the final sector. So I will get it from this distance, but I want to try and be a bit closer to try and get better. Here we are, going for Rich, but I've got 3/4 of my curves left, so plenty of curves, but it looks like I'm losing a bit of gap. Now look at the mini-map, all the cars in a nice tight train there. And this is yesterday. If you remember, I was on about nailing Spoon on the first lap, and that is how you do it. That is how you nail Spoon. Nice, just a nice single line through both corners. Really, really nice there. So there it is. But anyway, you can see the camera shaking now. So once we get a nice little slipstream, just 4/10 across the line there. And look at this, we're still gaining. Almost in the rev limiter, in fact. Full fuel first lap. And just about managed to get it slowed down there despite that strip extra speed. 1.6 to Christian as well. So at the moment he's not got I can't talk today. At the moment he's not got good race pace. There we are. It was a bit of a tongue twister. And 2 seconds now. So at the moment he's falling back quite rapidly. And I just need to try and stick with Marco. It looks like he's run a little bit deep there. But I'm not going to capitalise on that for now. But there's definitely some chinks in Marco's racecraft. He's got very good quali pace, but racecraft seems to not be quite there just yet. But gaining on him once again. We'll have a little look at the inside there, but no, more throwing a dummy. Go to the outside again to get a better line. But no, that doesn't unnerve him this lap. And actually, it's Granu in P3 now, 4 seconds back. It's only the end of the second lap. And he's already over 4 seconds back. We're going to get a nice little slipstream now then, off Marco. We'll have a little look at the inside, I expect. Yeah, again, throwing a dummy more than anything. No, try and dive back up the inside here, but no, couldn't quite do that. And he's a little bit wide there again, but we get caught in the dirty area. I do a fastest lap of the race, but that move didn't quite work. That move worked lots last season, if you remember that far back. And skip ahead to the end of lap 3 then. 5 seconds now to Granu, just half a second to Marco, a little bit further back. Looks like he's diving into the pits though. That's 1 lap earlier than our plan. I believe we plan to do it next lap. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's not telling us to pit, but I assume we will do. And yes, we do indeed. End of lap 4. Would have been too long waiting otherwise. Tyres would have been too worn. We lost too much time to Marco, but held in the pits. Almost 1.5 seconds we just lost there. That was Granu, I believe, just coming to the pits in his Mercedes. So not ideal. I expect Marco will be miles ahead. Where is he? Just coming through now by the looks of it. There he goes. So, well, wouldn't have been too bad. If we didn't get held in the pits there, we'd have been a lot closer than this. And it wouldn't have been too bad. We'll stick with this first sector, just to try and get a gap to him at the end of the sector. And let's have a look then. Nice lots of grip from his brand new tyres. Just throwing it into these S's. I do really like this section. When you nail it, it feels so, so good. But easier said than done with so many corners in such a short space of time. And with relatively, well, medium speeds, really. Let's have a look at the gap then. 2.8, so yeah, well, it would have been 1.3 then without getting held in the pits. So we would have only lost, well, less than a second to him, despite him undercutting us. And now we've already caught up to F1 DJ then. Lap 8. And looks like he's run a little bit wide there. I'll have a little look around his outside, go to Rich, but no, think better using Kers, so I'm probably going to give up on that one. And go down to standard, and then even down to lean. And a bit of short shifting. Don't want to overtake him for now. Want to get a nice lot of slipstream on the back straight if I can. But he's run a little bit deep. They're very deep, in fact. And, well, we can't help but have a look up the inside. Someone's got off track ahead as well. Kluwitski looks like. And luckily, we did save all our Kers then. Because I didn't want to make that move there. But he didn't really give me a choice with running wide there. And looks like Kluwitski's head. I think we might be getting a little bit of slipstream off him. Just about a second. So we're probably getting just a little bit off him. F1 DJ just looming large in our mirrors there. So we'll stick to the inside of the track. Make sure he doesn't get any funny ideas. And look at this, we're going to get some DRS, I believe, off Kluwitski. Hopefully better getting down this straight as well, that'd be good. We need to clear these cars quickly and then get after Marco. Bit of Kers there just to make sure of it, and there we go. He's going to let me have it. Clever driving, he knows there's no point in fighting it. He of course hasn't pit yet. Ooh, he saw me straight in the wheel there as I touched the curb. I had a flashback from what happened in quali. And was very cautious there. 1.8 seconds now to Marco then, so we managed to close him down. Not hugely, oh, big cut there. Rightfully the game gives me a warning. And he's pitting again earlier than me then. So hopefully we can do what we did last time but not have the problem in the pits and still be very close to him when we pit. But actually, that was 2 laps later than him that time. Wasn't 1 lap, 2 laps later. Don't get held in the pits, 3.2. Average pit stop from the Ferrari guys there. Is that Marco going past now? Yes, it is. So Marco's going to be a long, long way ahead. But we will also have 2 laps fresher tyres. And I can tell you, there is rain forecast at this race, but we'll get onto that bit in a minute because Kluwitski's just coming up fast on the outside then. Got to give him a bit of room there. He's still alongside me. Going to give him a bit of room, but I should be okay better grip. But look at him absolutely storming around the outside. And wow, what a move. What a move. As I cut the corner in frustration there. I didn't want to be behind him if I could help it. I need to get on after Marco. And now I've got Kluwitski for company. But what a move around the outside by him there, I must say. To hold it around the outside, all the way around the outside of turn 1 like that. And get the move done. Yeah, I was just coming out the pits, but I was giving him room, but I didn't expect him to come charging around the outside there. So fair play to him. And I'm still cutting corners left, right and centre. Just trying to get used to this extra grip, but also got some dirty air course from Kluwitski ahead. And super impressed with that. Super, super driving from Kluwitski. It really was. And we need to stick with him now though. We need to clear him as soon as possible. At least for now we're getting a bit of slipstream. But now more short shifting, so it's actually costing us time now. Just a little bit, I think. Oh, we're going to do a bit of an F1 DJ. We don't want to be up the inside here, but we haven't really got a choice. We're okay now. Still got more or less a full tank of Kers as well. A little bit of slipstream. Going to use my Kers now. Should be an easy move with the Kers. And there it is. There it is. Wow, well past coming from 130R. So 3.5 seconds to B David there ahead. He looks like it's got another few seconds to Marco. So we're quite a few seconds behind Marco now, but we'll have to hope that our tyre wear pays us back later in the race. And it's lap 13 now, coming into lap 14. And unfortunately we don't get a gap to Marco there, but it's quite a way. Let's give it ahead now to lap 17, and look at that, there's a few spits of rain in the air then. It is now starting to spit with rain, so that forecast of rain has now come. 5.2 seconds as it stands to Marco. And I lost half a second on that lap as well. And the rain, next lap then, rain's getting a little bit heavier, not too much worse, but now 4.4 to Marco though, so we've gained huge amounts of time on him. And rain's getting a little bit heavier. What's the gap now? 3.9 then, so we're gaining hand over fist really over Marco. Next lap, rain's getting a little bit heavier now. 2.2 seconds then. We've closed absolutely huge. 2 seconds more or less in that 1 lap alone. So he's really struggling. He looks like he's gone deep there as well. His tyres must have been completely gone. And he's going to pit, I expect. We're going to stay out once again then with the rain coming down. There's a bit of spray coming off the tyres, so we'll have to see if this plays out. But he is going to pit. He wasn't far ahead as he pit. Only maybe a second. Right, let's have a look then. We need to hope there's still some grip in this first sector. Throwing it in the first corner there. Definitely not great grip, but there's enough grip to get us around. A little bit of oversteer there. Just need to push now on this in-lap. I need a good in-lap, but I need to not make any mistakes. Which is easier said than done, isn't it? Push, but no mistakes. But that's what it's all about. That's what league racing is all about. Being successful in them anyway. Coming to the end of the first sector now then. How much time are we going to have lost on my previous lap? Ooh, 4/10, that's a lot in one sector. Maybe Marco was right to pit. Gonna run a little bit deep, but it's not too bad on the curb. We got away with that. And we'll get a gap in just a minute to Fat First behind, who I believe still on slicks. Here we are, 12 seconds to Fat First. And another 3.6, so what's that? 13, more or less 16 seconds to Marco then. So quite a gap, but of course we have got a pit for inters yet. And this track is definitely ready for inters. I would have been better pitting last lap really, but it's not too bad for now. It's still reasonable grip. The tyres aren't too cold on the right side there. We're doing okay for now. And I think Marco had to pit though because of his tyre wet. His tyres were 2 laps older than mine. You see on the right side there briefly that my tyres were really quite warm. So his would have been absolutely destroyed when he pit, which is obviously why he went off. 1.3 down on previous, braking nice and early. Don't want to do a lock-up in the final corner. And no mistakes on that in lap, and that was pretty sweet. That's pretty much fast I could have gone. Nice lots of wheels spin while selecting intermediate tyres coming into the pits there. And still more or less 16 seconds to Marcos, who's not really gained anything in the middle sector, amazingly. So we might be closer to him than we think we're going to be. Inters are put on. And out we go again. So Fat First behind is pitting on the mini-map. And Marco's coming through. Looks like he's going to be ahead of us, but not by huge amounts. And there he goes. Well, that's the closest I've come out of the pits behind him. That's the closest gap I've had, isn't it? Not that made a lot of sense, but I'm sure hopefully you know what I mean. And again, we will stick with this for the first sector, so let's have a look. Oh, much better grip. Oh, much better grip. Much better front end. Much better front end. Yeah, definitely. I think it's right to pit last lap, just about, but I had to do something, then I had to try and overhaul Marco. But now, looks like I might have to do it on track. Now we're both on inters. And 2 seconds to Marco then. So not too bad. We pitted with about a second. We only lost about a second on that in lap. That's not too bad as we skip ahead now. Only a couple of laps, and we've already got it down to 1.1 seconds. Lap 23. Yeah, it was a couple of laps, I believe. So, here we are then, nice and close to him now. I seem to have better pace in the wet. He seemed to have better pace in the dry, didn't he? He managed to pull out quite a few seconds on me, but that was because I was extending stints, expecting rain, so it has now come back into my hands, and now I am all over him, lots and lots of slipstream. Rear tyres are starting to get a little bit cold, and just 3/10 between us then. At that last count, he's going to go defensive there. That's going to cost him a little bit of time. Bit of boost on the exit there by me, but I managed to control it nicely. But will he go defensive here? No, he won't, but I had a little look up the inside there just to remind him I'm still here. Very, very close to contact there. Go up the inside here just to try and avoid the dirty air, get a good exit. And look at this. Look at this. Engineer tells me trying to create a gap, running full revs. So Genesis does disconnect, unfortunately, there. Right, come on then. This is where I can do it. Full mixture. Here we go. Full mixture. Got all of my curves as well. Can use all of that and hope that I can get past him for 130R, but I'm not gaining much on him at all. Maybe he's got lower wings, perhaps, because I'm barely gaining just about alongside him enough to give us room side by side through 130R there. Coming into the final chicane now. Going to try and brake very late. Managed to braking. Can I keep it on the track? Yes, I can. All 4 wheels even on the track. And, wow, move done around the outside through the chicane there. But he does box. He boxes then for a full set of wets. So he has box. So we're going to have to push on this in lap and hope that we can get round and get in for the wets. And we'll skip ahead then to the end of this lap. So reminding, well, that's the second time I select wets. I'll expect I'll select them again on the in the pit lane. And these tyres, they're not too bad. They're not ideal. Oh, another big cut there. They're not ideal, but lots and lots of drifting into the pit lane once again there. And wow, there's 16 seconds between me and B David, and Marco's 4 seconds back from that. So Marco's actually 20 seconds back. I should be ahead of him. Nice pit stop from the Ferrari guys. I should now be ahead of him. So that seems like that was a good plan to stay out that one more lap this time. I seem to have nailed the call, providing this works out. And look at that. There's going to be a big gap. He's only just coming down the start finish straight now. And well, look at that. Look at that. Job done. Into the lead then on lap 25 of 27. And we'll all stay on board once again. Just for this first sector. Just have a look at the grip levels then. And yeah, these are just right for full wets. Definitely. Perfect the lap that I pitted on. Absolutely perfect. He pitted 1 lap earlier. And well, look at this. He's paying for it now. Let's see what the gap's going to be then at the end of this first sector. Just 3 more laps to go, including this one. So this should be it. Hopefully, if I can keep it on the track in these wet conditions, easier said than done. And what does he get? Going to be 2.9 seconds, and so 3 seconds. I gained nearly 3 seconds on him in one lap there by staying out. So that was the right move for sure. End of the final lap. What's the gap going to be? Well, look at the map. It's more than 3 seconds, that's for sure. Didn't manage to close him down. I've obviously not made any mistakes. 7.2 seconds. So pulled out over 4 seconds on him in the space of, well, 3 laps, more or less. Lots and lots of drift in there. Very, very happy bunny. Absolutely fishing the car around now, I'm going to call that. And managed to take the win then for the Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka. And nearly 8 seconds to Marco in there, and despite all that fishing around. I'm coining that term. And, wow, looks like Christian actually destroyed his vehicle in there, but I can tell you he was a long way back, so obviously something with him. He just wasn't happy in that race, just didn't have the race pace, just didn't go well for him at all. And looks like I managed to... Oh, no, I didn't sneak past his lap. B. David managed to sneak that. He's got some good pace as well. He's just not been up there yet, but... So, there we are then. Another race where Marco challenged me hard for pole, but... well, Christian got pole in the end, didn't he? But then was just fell off in the race, didn't he? So, at the moment, he needs to definitely improve his race pace and his kind of race strategy, which I'm sure he will do in future videos. So next week then we've got another return to Cody's League Championship, and it was a very exciting race. That does feature rain as well, so do look out for that one. And the week after we'll be back for AOR. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.